I think we just went offline and came back online. Dang.
And they offered me an internship.
Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter.
I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mineshaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals. Sort of writes itself, if you think about it.
Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter.
Capital City isn't that far away. I'm gonna have to come back from time to time to check in. Let's see what new trouble you've gotten yourself into.
Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over.
Huh, we both know that's not true.
What makes you say that?
Call it a reporter's intuition.
Her voice is kind of faltering because after that blip, I'm thinking I need to stop dilly-dallying. Oh my goodness. Mr. Nuncreed! Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now. Oh, rabbits.
With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come on, come on. No one is too big, no one is too small. For Jeff's wild ride.
Well, maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy. For the ride of your life. Who's next? Me, 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 me. Wow. We're not gonna go to the spooky pond. We're gonna go see Beck. Beck, we found you. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning, I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Sounds an awful lot like you're putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. A surprise, you say? What's this? My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of the old Beacon Pines. And thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. When you're ready, take Jeff's wild ride to Old Beacon Pines. We will. I think the only thing we hadn't seen yet was south of the fountain, which I think is where the little know-it-all person is. Guess what? I saw... Oh, it's this know-it-all guy. And that's good. It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. And at this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. Gross. Okay, so I think we've talked to basically everyone. So, let's talk to Jeff. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good-looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, this ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. And in we went.
I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along.
Narrator, please. You're gonna make me cry too. I'm a sympathetic crier.
I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending, I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know, you don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now? Yep. Thanks. There's one thing missing now that you're part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh, God. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're gonna forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No. Because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad. Dr. Mudwell says that over the next few years this place should warm up. So you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. That was so nice. The ending really, really had me emotional. Like, for real, for real. I was trying to do the voice acting on those last parts without actually crying. So... Really? I'm online right now. Wow, okay. Apparently it said I was offline again. So it did crash once, which is quite the shame. I'll have to try to edit this to put it back together so that everybody can see the final ending just in one video. But we're still going, we're still live. Wow, that was a journey. That was super emotional. It was an amazing story. I loved the fact that there were these different paths and you had to pick each one to get all the words. And you know, you could have finished the game without necessarily finishing all of the endings, but it just all came together better having done every single piece. It was a lot of fun to do the voice acting, although I don't know if I can do a game that has that many characters again. I definitely kept forgetting who was what. So that was definitely a weird one on me. But like, yeah, I hope that y'all enjoyed that as much as I did. And I hope that, you know, this is a game that, you know, maybe you missed some pieces and you just saw 1 or 2 parts. Maybe this is the only episode you've seen. Maybe this is the only stream you tuned in for. That's okay. I really, really recommend this game. This production team just did a fantastic job. The art is amazing. The story is amazing. The just size of the world, despite being this teeny tiny town, is just great. Each character definitely is just different enough and interesting enough that, you know, I did want to see what happened to them in the epilogue. I did want to know, like, oh, what's that person doing? What's the old man doing? What's our bully doing that's no longer a bully? And it was just one of those games where I can definitely replay this, despite the fact that we've gone through and we've done every single branching narrative that there was available to us. I would 100% play this game again. Maybe not necessarily stream it, but I would definitely play it again to experience it, even just on my own. And I'm really just talking to keep myself from like boohooing like a little baby, because that was so sweet. And you know, he asked his mom, like, do you dream of dad? And it like reminds you of all the times that he talked about, you know, dreaming about his dad and all the little excerpts with that. And there's just so many moving pieces to this story that seeing it all finally wrapped up is just amazing. So like I said, I really hope that that was as good for y'all as it was for me, because that game was well worth it. That story was well worth it all the time. And honestly for me, the waiting, because it was a game that made me excited to see what was going to happen next at every turn. And I loved it. I can't recommend it for any more than I have already. So thank you so much to Hiding Spot and Fellow Traveler and all of them. I can't wait to see what they do next. Wow. This game has just been, quite frankly, it's been awesome. It's been a wild, amazing ride. We've gone through every possible little scenario and seen every possible little branch to this narrative, and it's just been awesome. So thank you all so much for joining me for the finale of this. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me despite a couple of crashes and a little mayhem. And yeah, whew, man. I will see all of you Thursday to play more Disney Dreamlight Valley, probably around this time. I know, you know, it's kind of a short stream. It's way shorter than I normally do, but it feels good to kind of leave the end of this story at this point and not try to like, oh, maybe I can squeeze in a different game or squeeze in some more stuff to do. This feels like a good stopping point. So thank you again, everybody, so much for tuning in. And thank you for just, I guess, playing the game with me. And I will see all of you Thursday, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Remember to get some food, some drinks, just rest and relax, and I'll see you soon. Bye!